Good morning, friends. Today we are going to start the chapter number 12, Heron's formula. Okay, the name of the chapter is Heron's formula. But before we move to this formula, we will see what the formula is for. The formula is basically to find the area of a triangle. Okay, we'll see what the formula is, but before we reach there, we'll see which are the formulas we already know. So if we have got a triangle, say A, B, C, then area of triangle, the formula we know is half into base into altitude. Now, half base into altitude. So if I take BC as the base, half, if I take my base as BC, then the altitude is from the point A, the perpendicular drawn. Let me say this point is D. So it is half into BC into AD. Can you see this? So area of the triangle ABC is half base into altitude. If BC is the base, AD is the altitude. Now sometimes we can have a triangle like this. Okay? Let me call it PQR. Area of this triangle PQR is half into again base into altitude. So half, if I take the base QR, then where is the altitude? Altitude is drawn from the third vertex perpendicular. So here you can see, I extend this line and I draw the altitude PM. So you have to understand here, the altitude is drawn from the third vertex parallel to the base. So if this is the base, if BC is the base, then AD is the altitude. So hope I am clear to you. So this is a triangle. In this, the altitude is inside the base. Here the altitude falls outside the base. But what is the idea of altitude? If I take the side BC, then from the vertex A, I draw perpendicular to BC, which gives me the altitude. Okay? Now in the same triangle, if I take the base AC, then I will get the altitude outside. So it will be half into AC into BE. I can even take the altitude AB. If AB is the altitude, AB is the base, then CF is the altitude. So I can even write half into AB into CF. So to find the area of the triangle, any one side can be taken as the base and the perpendicular from the opposite side can be taken as the altitude. So here also, if I want to take PR as the base, then QX will be the altitude. Can you see this? 90 degree. So if I take PR as the base, the opposite altitude, so I can write half into PR into QX, right? Which is the base I can take? I can take PQ as the base. But when I take PQ as the base, then I will get RY as the altitude. So PQ is only this much, but here it falls outside. So half into PQ into RY. So I have shown you here two different triangles, an acute angle and an obtuse angle. The altitude may fall inside or the altitude may fall outside. But what is the altitude? The base we have taken from the opposite point, the perpendicular drawn to the base is called the altitude. So this formula we have done before. That is, area of the triangle is half base into altitude. Right? So this we know. Now we take some special triangles. Special triangles means, let us take a right angle triangle. Okay? So your PQR is a right angle triangle. This is already the right angle given to us. So here, the area is equal to half into base into altitude, and what you can see, the base and the altitude are always perpendicular. So here, if you take QR as the base, QR is the base, then PQ is the altitude. And if you take QR as the base at 90 degree, you get PQ as the altitude. If you take PQ as the base, then QR is the altitude. In both the cases, half QR into PQ. So in a right angle triangle, these two sides itself, one is the base, one is the altitude. Okay, one is the base, one is the altitude. So if you want to know the hypotenuse, then you will have to take this as the altitude. If you take this as the base, you have to take this as the altitude. So that depends upon the kind of triangle we take. So suppose this point is say M. Okay, let us say this is given as 7. This is given 12. Yes, let us take a Pythagorean triplet. Do you know any Pythagorean triplet? Let us say this is 5, this is 12. Right? So the Pythagorean triplet is 5, 12 and 13. So can I find out QM? Is there any way I can find out QM? How can I find out the length of QM? So this is a simple question asked, and here we are going to make use of the area of the triangle. How? Area of triangle PQR is half base into altitude, so let me take half into PQ into QR. So it is half into PQ is 5 into 12. 2 1s are 2 6s are. So 30 square units. 30 square units is the area of PQR. That is one way. Also, area of triangle PQR, again same triangle this time. I take this as the base 13 and this as the altitude. So half into QM into 30. Half into QM into 30. So that is QM into 13 upon 2. But this is one and the same triangle PQR or PQR. So the area in both the cases should remain the same. So this is also equal to 30. So QM is equal to, multiply 2 into 30, that is 60 upon 30. So I found out the altitude QM or the length of the QM by using which formula? The formula of the area. So again, area is half base into altitude. Sometimes the altitude may lie inside the triangle or sometimes outside. And remember, in a right angle triangle, the two sides at right angle, one is the base and one is the altitude. So I showed you the application of one such sum also. So this is done. So two special triangles we have seen. We have seen the area of a general triangle and a right angle triangle. Okay. Now let us move on to an equilateral triangle. In an equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal. Let us say 10, 10, 10. So I have got triangle X, Y, Z, an equilateral triangle, all sides are 10. Now I want to find the area of triangle XY. Again, half into base into altitude. This formula, general formula remains, but what you can see here, if I take this as the base, I don't know the altitude, I have to find the altitude. If I take this as the base, even 10, I don't know, I have to find the altitude. If I take this as the base, I still have to find the altitude. So let me call this D, E, F. So let us take, I take YZ as the base, that is 10. If YZ is the base, XC will be the altitude. Now how do I find XC? So again Pythagoras theorem comes into use here. You can see here this triangle is equilateral. So this altitude divides this side into two equal parts. So this is 5 and this is 5. Both are 5. Now what is the Pythagoras theorem? For a right angle triangle, phi square, let me call this length small x, plus x square equal to 10 square. So 25 plus x square equal to 100, or x square equal to 100 minus 25, that is 75, or x equal to, so what? How do I find the square root? 75 is 25 into 3. So root 75 is root 25 into root 3. So we get 5 root 3. So half into the base was 10. The altitude we got 5 root 3. To 1 za, to 5 za. So 25 root 3 square units is the area of this equilateral triangle. Okay? But that was when I knew the measure. Now I want to derive the formula when I don't know the sides. So when you don't know the sides, you can just call each side as S. So what we will call each side? S, S and S. But the same thing happens when draw the altitude. This becomes half S by 2 and this becomes half S by 2. Okay, now I'll call this altitude at say H is the altitude. So I get H square plus S upon 2 the whole square. H square plus S upon 2 the whole square is S square. So H square equal S square plus, how do you square this? S square, 2 square is 4 equal to S square. So H square equal to S square, take on this side minus S square upon 4. Then comes the LCM. So 4 into S square is 4S square minus S square is 3S square upon 4. So H is equal to, taking square root on both sides, square root of 3, root 3 is root 3, of S square is S and of 4 is 2. So first thing we got is what? Remember, the altitude of a right angle triangle is root 3S by 2. What is the altitude of this triangle? Root 3S by 2. Let us check. In the previous example we had taken S equal to 10. Remember, S equal to 10 we had taken. So the height altitude is root 3, S is 10 into 10 upon 2. 2 1s are 2 5s are. And we had got the altitude 5 root 3. Remember, see here, 5 root 3. So what is the altitude of an equilateral triangle? Root 3S by 2. And the area of an equilateral triangle. So equilateral triangle is half into base into altitude. So is half, the base is fully S, altitude is root 3S upon 2. So the formula is now root 3, 2 2s are 4, S into S, S square. So this is the general formula for an equilateral triangle. Root 3S upon root 3 by 4 S square. Now check, when this side was 10, so what is 10 square? 100. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So 25 root 3, that is what we got. So this is when we knew the measurement. So in the equilateral triangle, we have derived a formula to find out the area. Two things in this formula to remember. The altitude of an equilateral triangle is root 3 by 2S, where S is the side of the triangle, and the area of the triangle is root 3 by 4 S square. So which have we done so far? A general triangle, half base into altitude, a right angle triangle, half base into altitude, and this is for an equilateral triangle. Right? Now which ones are the ones left? We have done the equilateral. Now what is left is the scalene and the isosceles. So we'll see both of them turn by turn. Now we'll see for an isosceles triangle. So let us say in the isosceles triangle we have this side as 5, this side is 5, 5, 5 and 8. Again here you can see if this is 8 in an isosceles triangle also, because these two sides are equal, the base will be divided into two equal parts. So if the whole thing is 8, this is 4 and this is 4. So what by Pythagoras theorem, what you have? Pm square plus Qm square equal to PQ square. Qm square plus Pm square equal to PQ square. So we have Pm square plus 4 square equal to 5 square, or Pm square plus 16 equal to 25. So Pm square equal to 25 minus 16, that is 9, and Pm equal to 3. So this we get 3 units. Right? Is it clear to you? Got Pm3. Now area of triangle PQR is equal to half into base into altitude, that is half into 8 into 3, 2 1s are 2 4s are, so 12 square units. Okay, so when the side is 5, 5 and 8, so what we have got, let us write it down for the remembrance sake. When with equivalent triangle with side 10, 10 and 10, the area was 25 root 3 square units. When we have got the sides 5, 5 and 8, the area is 12 square units, right? So we'll see in some time why we have written this. So you can use such a formula and find out the area of the isosceles triangle also. Okay? So we have this 12. I'll write it a little bigger for us to see. It was 10, 10, 10. The side was 10, 10, 10. The area was 25 root 3. When the side is 5, 5, 8 isosceles, it is 12 square units, right? Units. Now we are going to move to which part? We are going to move to the general triangle, a scalene triangle, when no side is equal. So we have got a triangle whose sides are A, B and C. Remember, so what I have written here is a code. It should be that BC, the length of BC is A, the length of AC is B, and the length of AB is C units. This is what I have got. So this triangle, you should know the base and the altitude. Now when the base and the altitude is given to you, you can easily find the area. You saw in the first sum we had the base, we had the altitude, we found the area. But in the other sums, the equilateral and the isosceles, the base was not given, only the sides were given, but using the formula we found out the altitude. Sorry, the altitude was not given. In the equilateral triangle, the 3 sides were given. In the isosceles, the 3 sides were given, but the altitude was not given. But we found out the altitude using the Pythagoras theorem. Okay? Here also, the altitude is not given. But we have to find out the altitude. But Heron gave us a formula that you can find out the area of the triangle without finding the altitude. He said area of such a triangle is under root of S minus A one side, S minus B second side, and S minus C. So it is S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. What is this S? S is semi-perimeter. It is semi-perimeter. How do you find the perimeter? Perimeter is adding the 3 sides of a triangle. A plus B plus C. So semi-perimeter is A plus B plus C upon 2. So this is the formula which Heron has given us. Okay, the derivation is not the part of the scope of the book. If you want, we can try it later on. But this is the area of a triangle under root of S, S minus A, S minus B, S minus C, where S is the semi-perimeter. So perimeter is A plus B plus C, semi-perimeter is A plus B plus C upon 2. So now let us verify whether this formula gives us answers for this sums also. So in the first sum, the equilateral triangle, all the sides ABC was 10, 10, 10. So what is the semi-perimeter? 10 plus 10 plus 10 upon 2. So it is 30 upon 2 equal to 15. So in this case, the semi-perimeter is 15. So let us take the area under root 15. 15 minus the side 10. 15 minus the side 10. 15 minus the side 10. So it is 15 into 5 into 5 into 5. I can write this as 15 as 3 into 5, 15, and into 5 into 5 into 5. For the square root I pair this up, so this becomes 1, this becomes 1. So this is 5. 5 5s are 25 and the root 3 remains. So 25 root 3 square units. So did you get the answer? So this formula is working for the equilateral triangle. Now let us verify for the isosceles triangle. It works for the equilateral triangle. Now for the isosceles triangle. So for the isosceles triangle, what is the semi-perimeter? 5 plus 5 plus 8 upon 2. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. So 18 upon 2 gives us 9. Now the area of the formula, A is equal to under root 9. 9 minus first side, so 9 minus 5. 9 minus second side, so 9 minus 5. 9 minus third side, so 9 minus 8. Equal to under root 9 into 4 into 4 into 1. Now what is the square root of 9? 3. And this 4 makes a pair, so 4. So 3 4s are 12 square units. Does it match? So in some cases, when you want to do the sum faster, we can use the special conditions given. But this formula works for all the triangles. Equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, scalene triangle, right angle triangle, whatever triangle, Heron has given us such a good formula. This formula works for each and every triangle. So this is the formula you need to note down. This is the formula given by Heron, called the Heron's formula. The area is under root S, S into S minus A, into S minus B into S minus C, where A, B, C are the sides, and S is the semi-perimeter. How it is found? You add the 3 sides and divide by 2, you get the semi-perimeter. So this is the formula given by Heron, such a easy and a good formula to get all the sums done. So let us try one example. A equal to say 40, B equal to 24, C equal to 32. 24, 40, 32 is the sides given. Let us find the area. So first step, find the semi-perimeter. 40 plus 32 plus 24 upon 2. So 40 plus 32 is 72. 72 plus 24 is 96 upon 2 gives us 48. So the area is under root S. So 48 minus 40, 48 minus 32 and 48 minus 24. Right, the formula. That is under root 48. 48 minus 40 is 8. 48 minus 32 is 16. 48 minus 2 is 24. Now comes the calculation part only. The formula is put. 48 can be written as, what are the factors? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Prime factorization. 48. You can also write 16 3s are 48, whichever you prefer. Because 16 is already a perfect square. Yes? So you can make it this way also. I'll show the other one also. 8 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2. 16 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. And 24 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. This is one prime factorization method, the easier one. Now pair them up. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And those 2 3s also will pair up. Right? So what is the answer? 2 into 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 3. So 3 2s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 12 2s are 24, 24 2s are 48, 48 2s are 96, 96 2s are 192, and 192 2s are, how much do you get? 384. So 384 square units is the area of this triangle. But what I was telling you